In today's video, I am going to discuss ways of how you can start a marketing business. So first things first, when it comes to your marketing business, you need to be able to have this idea in mind. And this idea is you need to be providing leads or sales for the small businesses that you are going to be working with. That's the main goal. Okay. Everything else doesn't matter. These small businesses need leads or they need sales. There may be rare occasions that maybe a small business may want perhaps maybe brand awareness, but mostly it's going to be leads or sales. So now that we've established this, the question now is, how do you get started? Perhaps maybe you haven't even worked with any companies at all and you're just starting off. And by the way, this is the best time to get up and running with a marketing business because the nature of business right now because of the pandemic is crazy. A lot of businesses right now are struggling, and this is how you can help them get up and running using online and also using ads on the internet. Okay, so now that we've established this, the question now is, how do you get started? For someone that hasn't done this ever before, or perhaps you're thinking of starting it. Well, the first thing is you need to brand yourself. You're going to need to do a lot of learning. You're going to need to create your own website. You need to have your own blog where you talk about services that can help small businesses. So you need to give. So the more you give, the better it is, because this is how you can show how good you are at whatever you do. For example, if you see my videos right now on YouTube, I teach people how to design websites. And trust me, I have a lot of people that email me saying, can you do my website for me? Can you do this for me? Of course, I used to have a design agency. I don't have that anymore because, in fact, I've talked about this in other videos. But yes, by me doing all these tutorials, it just indirectly suggests that I am able to do this. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to make videos where you're talking about how to help small businesses get up and running fast. But you don't have to go into great depth. Now, the reason why you're doing these videos is this is part of your branding. People need to know who you are, how you work, your knowledge, and all of this. Because if you just approach a company and just start saying to them, hey, I can help you grow your business, they're going to be skeptical. Who are you? You know, do you have even any work out there? But if you can point them to your website where you have some of your tutorials or blog articles where you're giving tips, helping small businesses, that is a very, very good start. Okay, so that's the first thing. Start your branding, create your own website, blog, and also create videos. The next step now is, even though you don't have any customers, you have to start somewhere. Now, remember, initially in the video, we mentioned that the goal is to get leads or customers, right? So what you need to do now is to find companies you can work with for free to build your case studies. So I would say maybe 3 case studies to start with are very, very good. So what you could do is perhaps you could start with, say, a relative or a friend of a relative who has a small business. So you can work on this as a case study. So once you have successful results, then boom, you're in business, because now you can say, look, I've helped company A, company B, company C. They were able to achieve this. So that is now your case study. So you'll have confidence and you'll also be able to go to these companies and speak to them in a very confident way. So now that you've done that, the next step now is you need to be able to charge for your services. But anyway, before we talk about charging, let's talk about the tools you're going to need for this. First of all, SEO. SEO is good because if you learn how to do SEO, you can help small businesses in a specific area so that when people search for services in that area, the businesses that you're working with will show in the search results. So that is local SEO. So you may need to watch quite a few videos, and if you can just buy some courses that can show you how to do local SEO. This is how you get started. Next, you also want to learn how to create landing pages and also funnels, because this is how your customers are going to communicate with the websites that you're going to be working on. Because at the end of the day, you need to be able to show statistics. Gone are the days of creating these fancy looking websites. It's all about leads. It's all about sales. So if you can do this, the tools that you're going to need are, like I mentioned, SEO, you're going to need funnels, and you're also going to need email marketing. So with SEO, this is just you optimizing the website. And I highly recommend that you use WordPress, because WordPress has a lot of tools that can help you add SEO onto these websites. Secondly, when it comes to leads, you're going to need to create landing pages. So creating landing pages is also very, very important. So landing pages and CRMs or email marketing systems work hand in hand, because when you have a landing page and people sign up onto that page, it could be maybe for a discount, or it could be perhaps maybe a buy one, get one free in return for an email address. These emails need to be added on a database, and this database needs to be connected with that landing page. So this is where you need email marketing skills, as well as the tools to create the landing pages. Okay, so these are the main things: SEO, landing pages, and email marketing. So if you master these three, basically you can now start approaching local companies in your area and offer these services that you would have mastered. So now we have established what we need to do as our main goal. We also went through the type of tools or services that you need to offer. Let's now talk about the actual softwares that you're going to need. I know I mentioned WordPress to start off with. When it comes to funnels, I highly recommend you use Cutflows, because Cutflows is, very, very easy to use for WordPress. When it comes to email marketing, I would go with MailChimp if you're on a budget, because they offer, I think it's 2,000 for free, 2,000 leads for free. So that is something you can start off with, or you could use Fluent CRM, and this is also on WordPress. It is a WordPress plugin. So I highly recommend these tools for that. And for the funnels, you're going to need to use WooCommerce, because Cutflows works with WooCommerce. Okay, and WooCommerce is free, by the way. So you're going to need to learn how to use these software. Now, in fact, on my website, I have a ton of tutorials that go through how to use all these software that I've just mentioned, and I go into depth on how to set things up. So you may want to go and watch those tutorials. If you don't like my teaching style, there's also other videos that you can watch. All you have to do is to search for these keywords in YouTube, and you'll see a lot of videos. You're going to need to learn a lot. I mean, mastering all these tools is going to be very important, because once you know how to use them, you can then apply what you've learned onto your first case studies. Okay, so moving on, the next step now is how much do you charge for the services? Well, before I even talk about the charges, what you need to do is to look for companies, high ticket companies that sell high ticket items. If you're going to be working with a company that sells $5 items, it's going to be very difficult. It's a lot of work trying to get people to buy that $5 product. So ideally, you would first start targeting companies that have high ticket items. That way, it's easier for you to charge. Now, let's go through the process of charging for your services. So let's say a company sells a product for $1,000, right? And you are able to bring in, say, 5 customers a month through your system. So that's 5,000 based on the system that you've implemented. It's very easy now for you to ask for 1,000 from that, or even 2,000 as a matter of fact, because it's your system that's bringing in 5,000. Of course, the company has to deliver what you're selling, but it's the 5,000 that you're able to bring into the business. So I don't think it'll be too far-fetched for you to ask for 1,000 from that. Okay, so that's how you have to look at it. But you're going to have a lot of problems if you try to say to a company that's selling a $5 item and at the end of the month they're making, say, $500, and then you are trying to ask, say, for $200. It doesn't make business sense for the company that you'll be trying to work with. So as you can see, it's always very important to first start with high ticket items and then just put all your effort into that. And then once that grows, you can then start having all these other businesses which have lower price points. But that's what I would do to start off with. But like I mentioned, case studies are going to be very important to start with. So make sure you master Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising. This is the main source of your traffic. And this is how you're going to get your leads. Because if you try to go organic, it's going to be very, very impossible. There is no way you can just start ranking with SEO with a brand new website, or even start ranking with, your own videos without really pushing them with Facebook ads or YouTube ads. You're going to need to master ads. And this is why initially at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that you need to learn how to do Facebook ads and YouTube ads. It's very, very important. So just watch some YouTube videos, and if there's quite a few courses out there that you can take and learn how to do it properly, then I would highly suggest you do it. So give yourself about 3 to 6 months to learn all these processes, and then once you've mastered them, go out there and give these services out to your local area, and this is how you're going to start growing. So start off with one company and then build up from that. And as you do more and more companies, you're going to realize that you're going to be making a lot of money. And the money really comes from maintaining these ads, because at the end of the day, you need to have these companies on a retainer so that they pay you every month. Because the beauty of starting a marketing business is it's not really a one-off. It's going to be recurring. So if your local business is making money, you're also making money. Both of you are happy because you're both getting results. So that is how the relationship between you and the small businesses should be. You are benefiting, they're benefiting, and it's good for both of you. So all in all, it's important to first brand yourself. Forget all these videos that talk about, oh, you can do this without even creating any videos, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you're going to need to brand yourself, and part of branding yourself is video. YouTube is absolutely free. Get a decent camera and start branding yourself before you can actually go out there and start talking to businesses. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.